Hello, Durud and Shalom, and hola.
Hola, hola. How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, good. Well, I mean, I don't know. We'll see because everybody's saying a deal is already imminent and it's happening. Some people are saying 50-50, but the talks of the deal being finalized over the Strait of Hormuz is now everybody is just talking about that between the Islamic Republic and United States. I don't know how seriously to take it because it's interesting, Monkey, because so far every time have been talking about an attack being imminent, then all of a sudden we got the opposite. And so far a couple of times, every time we were told that a deal is imminent, there was an attack. So maybe this is a good sign. I'm not saying this is how we should conclude, but the last two major attacks that we have had was right before a deal being imminent, right? So maybe we should be hopeful.
The White House is clickbaiting us. That's what's going on
Yeah.
here. They're getting all the fucking likes. They're getting all the watch hours waiting, and we're just getting clickbaited, man.
We're being clickbaited. Okay, yes, that's a good way of looking at it. Well, let's just get a quick summary of what the hell's going on before we talk about it.
Terms. Turning out to the Mideast, though, President Trump is making his preference clear, saying he'd rather make a deal with Iran to stop the killing.
That message comes as Tehran and Oman work out a plan to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, but ships are still coming under fire.
Trey Yings joins us now from Tel Aviv with the latest. Good morning, Trey.
Ships are still coming under fire, Monkey. Like, is that not still their ships are coming under fire? Like, wouldn't that mean like the deal should be over? Like, am I missing something here? I feel like I'm missing something. Isn't that?
Yeah, unless it's exactly what I said happened last time.
Remind us again.
Okay, last time I told everyone they are not going to get the oil. They're not going to get the hay, the corn, or the soy, right? They're not going to get anything. The paperwork will give us a legal framework to make an escrow account. And as soon as they obviously will break the deal, we're going to keep the oil. We're going to keep the money that we already gave to our farm subsidies. And we're just going to take that food and give it to some other ally to buy, sell it on the market, whatever. We already pay. It's already ours. So we'll find someone that's more deserving to give it to, or we'll find someone better to sell it to and just keep the profit. What's the framework here? Well, if you get them to sign the deal, even though you're not there, no, they're not going to keep it. You can put anywhere in that statement, if the IRGC and Iran break this deal, we would not recognize them as a legitimate government because they either broke the deal and they're not a government that can be trusted, or they're not in control of their military, which makes them not a legitimate government. If all I want is that signature, and that's all I want, and I don't really care if they're going to keep the deal or not, because I just want that legal framework to cover my ass in Congress, because I don't want to go through another impeachment. I don't want to be dragged and taking another mugshot off of me.
Yeah.
If I'm just covering my ass legally, I really want that signature.
Yeah. All right, let's go see what Trey has to say with the update.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. The Middle East is waiting to see if a deal can be reached on the Strait of Hormuz to avoid a return to conflict. President Trump spoke overnight from Las Vegas about the Iranian regime.
We're knocking the hell out of it. I'd rather make a deal because I don't want to kill people. I do not want to kill people. But at some point we were set for the biggest attack of any attack, and we've hit them very hard for the last few months.
Reports indicate progress in talks between Iran and Oman aimed at opening the strait. This was all led in part by requests from Gulf allies who urged the president not to strike.
I can say that the latest situation is that almost all of the topics are under discussion. The map, the transit routes, the entering and exiting the maritime traffic, and those bilateral side agreements with Oman.
Okay, I know, Monkey, you already say many times you don't care about the nuclear stuff, you care about the Wuhan. But given that you don't care about the nuclear stuff, do you care about the Strait of Hormuz, the Islamic Republic opening or closing the Strait of Hormuz, focusing on that? Or do you think like all of this is a
Yes.
waste of time? Okay, so go on.
If they open the Strait of Hormuz, they can bring up enough dual-use materials to make 1,000 rockets. Oh, 2,000, 3,000. If you open the straits and let them have free transit without you inspecting that transit, you open up their ports, you're just asking for problems. Oh, we're going to open up for 2 or 3 more months. Do you have any idea how much rocket fuel you can pass through that strait in 4 months? It's an ungodly amount. You're putting everyone in danger, especially the Saudis. Maybe the Saudis are like, well, maybe if we give them rocket fuel, they'll stop using those little drones and they'll go fire at Israel instead of us. That's the only gain the Saudis have. If the Saudis say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make a deal so you can get rocket fuel. That way, instead of firing at me to make it unstable, go fire at Israel.
Do you know what happens if you pay the Islamic Republic to stop shooting at you? They're gonna like it, and they're gonna threaten you more for more money, right?
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Is why
That's why you never pay extortion.
Yes, because when people are trying to extort you, is that how you say it? When you
Basically.
pay them, they don't go away. Like when you pay people to not attack you, they don't go away. They're gonna be like, oh, this is working very well. Let me threaten you more and ask you for more money.
It becomes
That's
a
what
monthly thing. Like if someone had a picture of me, hanging out with a dog and came up to me, haha, I'm going to show your cat. I'm going to be like, you know what? I'll just sit down and have this conversation with my cat because I'm not going to pay for this monthly. Hell no. I'm not going to be extorted. No way. Oh, not extortion. The wrong word. Blackmail. You're being blackmailed.
Blackmail.
It's more like extortion. I think extortion is more about strength and blackmail is about, okay, look, I have a very jealous cat.
Okay, let's okay, somebody in the chat is saying you're gay, my gay. My gay? What does that mean? Oh, now it's saying you gay, you gay, you gay. So I was gonna let you stay, but now because you're spamming, I have to get rid of you because we allow people say whatever they want in the chat unless they say it multiple times, then we have to get rid of them.
Look, there's only 2 types of people on Roblox.
Okay. All right. So I don't get
kids
that.
And people a little too interested in kids.
Yes. You. Equal. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you so much for the jewels. Thank you.
Equilibrist, like equilibrium, but
Equilibrist.
like he's an equilibrist.
Okay. Thank you for the jewels. Anyways, let's continue.
Amid the possibility of a return to conflict with Iran if an agreement isn't reached, President Trump posted a Truth Social overnight about reports the United States is running low on air defense interceptors. The president said, in part, the U.S. has massive amounts of munitions, especially of certain types. Additionally, large amounts are being manufactured and shipped to the U.S. as needed. Defense companies are building the largest number of plants and factories in our country's history. Vice President J.D. Vance described his relationship with the president as consequential decisions are being made about the conflict.
The president and I, first of all, he makes the decisions and we all try to implement the decisions in accordance with the president's wishes. So the president runs this administration. He is the very
I'm just blaming him, just blaming the president. Did you see that? How he's just blaming the president.
Yeah. It's like, don't blame me. I whatever I say is Trump's doing. Lay it all on him. Not taking any responsibility for any
He's sabotaging the deal so he can be the one to fix it later.
Oh, by the way, Monkey, if you're speaking to the chat, select on your channel so people don't think I'm saying this because this is going out as Liberty Politics. But you know how to
if I do that, it doesn't appear. Like I have both windows open.
Yes.
Let's say.
Oh no, you did it. Oh, you signed it. You signed it. Sorry, I'm so sorry. You signed your name. Thank you. Good job. Good job. That makes sense. Yes, good job. Sorry. I didn't notice that you signed your name. Okay, that's good.
He makes orders. We, of course, have debates and conversations about what exactly we should do. But when the president of the United States makes a decision, we are unified in this administration in carrying out that mission.
That's
Switching
basically
gears here, we
blaming
are
Trump.
tracking
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
I'm sorry.
No,
That's
go ahead.
basically blaming Trump and blaming Trump for everything he said, because he said a lot of things that didn't come out of Trump's mouth. But when he's talking about blaming the Jews and all this stuff, none of this, I doubt any of this came out of his interpretation, like, hey, anybody can threaten a strait, so we got to negotiate with anybody that can threaten a strait. Or anyone with a couple of cheap drones can do it. Like if, someone sets up in the Strait of Malacca and starts hitting ships with drones, we're going to have to make a deal with them and allow them to collect the toll. Like this kind of stupid shit that Vance said after he promoted his book on Joe Rogan, setting himself up for the next election. None of that shit, I assure you, passed through the president's desk and approval. Like he knows he can run his mouth without everything he does going through the president. So what he's doing here is blaming the president and making it look like he also has a problem with Israel. When he just had a beating with Netanyahu, they're fine. But this is like Vance is a Pence. Vance is JD Pence. He's setting it up for betrayal.
Yeah. You're okay.
Another development out of Israel. The IDF says 2 of their soldiers were killed yesterday by a Hezbollah IED in southern Lebanon. That prompted the Israelis to renew strikes against the Iran-backed group. Guys?
All right.
I do think that the way to do this is to say I'm doing everything that President Trump is telling me, and this way you are basically have so much flexibility. If things go properly, you take credit, and if people are upset, I was just doing what Trump told me to, right? That's basically the play here. I think that's the play. Let's see. Jesse Waters has always a good update.
Any second.
By the way, my I-20, I was supposed to go do I-24 today in 2 hours, but they changed it to Sunday. Let me see. Which day? Sunday. Okay, any. So yeah, I-24 guys wants to talk to me again, but apparently you have to respond to them really fast, because they told me like come today at 10 a.m. Oh, Pacific. They were asking for 10 a.m. Pacific. Never mind. And then I said sure, and they're like, nope, too late. We got someone else. How about Sunday? So now I'm saying yes to Sunday. All right. So these people move fast. Oh, well, Monkey left. Monkey's gone. Okay, let's see if he's gonna come back. Probably had a burnout, a power outage or something. Brownout.
Fox News alert: a deal to open the strait could come at any second.
They're moving along very nicely. We'll find.
Yeah, Shauna in the chat. Shauna's saying Jesse Waters always makes me feel better. I know, right? This is like whenever we need some, positive energy, and that's the reason why I have him for you guys.
Fox News alert: a deal to open the strait could come at any second.
They're moving along very nicely. We'll find out. We'll know in 48 hours, brother. They wanted to talk. We've been talking. They want to make a deal. They do not want to be hit.
A U.S. official said that Iran, Oman, and America could announce a deal as early as tonight. The clock's ticking. According to the source, the deal is a 60-day arrangement to open Hormuz.
Guys, hasn't there 48 hours passed already? Let me know in the chat. Wasn't this supposed to be like, I don't know, like when did President Trump say we will know in 48 hours? Hasn't it already passed? And we still don't know. A lot of people are saying it's 50-50.
Ships sail in through Iranian waters and out through Omani waters. Mines still choke the middle of the strait.
So that's not the complete version. Here's the problem. They're saying ships will go through into the Persian Gulf through the northern route, which is the Iran side, and they will leave through the southern part of the Strait of Hormuz, which is the Omani side. However, part of the deal is that the Islamic Republic gets to have a say. The Islamic Republic gets to have a say on which ships go out through the Omani route. Like they have to get confirmation. And they also say they will shoot at ships that are leaving through the southern route if they do not give the permission. So this is basically the Islamic Republic. Even if this is the deal, the Islamic Republic could go out and say, like, yeah, we have absolute total control. Oh, the monkey's back. The monkey's back, and he's angry for
my power grid. I really, really hate my power grid. One of these days, I'm gonna have batteries. I just can't wait. I really, really hate my power grid.
That's okay. That's why you're angry. That's why you look angry.
Sorry, chat.
It's
Armin
okay.
is gonna say it's okay. I understand. I'm still gonna say I'm sorry.
Oh my god! Wait, look at this, monkey. How do you respond to Amir? Amir saying, "Armin, this war is so reverse and stupid now."
Most wars are reversed and stupid. This is not like a new thing. Like sometimes you got to do it because they're being so stupid. You kind of got to. But I don't think you know. You know who hates war the most? People who have to do it.
Okay, and look at this. Somebody's saying, Alpha saying that doesn't sound like free passage. Yeah. So, monkey, what they are suggesting again, if it's different, don't come at me. We'll see what the deal, so-called deal, is. But what they're suggesting that the agreement is that ships have to come to the Persian Gulf through the northern part of the Strait of Hormuz. That's on the Iranian side, and they have control over that. And they leave the Persian Gulf through the southern part of the Strait of Hormuz, the Omani side. However, the Islamic Republic has to have a say when it comes to the ships leaving the southern route. Like the Omanis need to work with the Islamic Republic, and every ship that is leaving the Islamic Republic needs to give permission for them to leave. So the Omanis need to communicate with the Islamic Republic, and if any ship leaves through the southern route without the Islamic Republic's permission, they will shoot at it. So that's what they're saying is happening. And Alpha is saying that doesn't sound like free passage. What do you think?
Even if it is free, if they control the intake, they control all the incoming missile resupply.
Right.
Like they're responsible for their resupply. So Oman can say, "Hey, wait a minute, what you got there?" No, it's Iran that gets to control what is coming in, which is probably dual use missile resupply. Right. So this is basically them making sure that their Chinese parts and fuel they need, or chemicals that they need for their solid rocket fuel, come in fast. Allowing this to happen is allowing the rearming of Iran. It's allowing especially 2 to 4 months of resupply. It's ridiculous. They're just going to rain down missiles on Israel and Jordan and Kuwait. They really don't like Kuwait. They might hold off on the others.
What the Islamic Republic is communicating is that as long as they have the framework, so the toll collection is not for the sake of the toll money. Okay, the Islamic Republic knows that even if they get to collect service charges or tolls from the Strait of Hormuz, that is not that much revenue compared to the oil and gas revenue, right? The whole point of this whole system is for them to create a framework where they could hold the global economy hostage, right? So by setting this precedent and creating this framework, what they want to demonstrate globally that we have the ability to shut this down really easily, and we have created the proper framework and structure for it. So everybody needs to treat us better, given that what we could do to the global economy, because their understanding is that the world has less tolerance for economic hardship than the Islamic Republic. The Islamic Republic thinks that even if we have economic hardship, we can survive it. We have high tolerance for that. But the rest of the world cannot tolerate higher oil prices and our ability to close the Strait of Hormuz. And this framework creating this means that even if when the Americans leave, the whole world will have to bend to our ways, because or else we basically close the Strait of Hormuz, like one of the adding to our deterrence capability. That's what their understanding is.
Well, first of all, they want to resupply because their resupply, they get to renegotiate all of the rest of what you just said. If they get a resupply, that's their number one goal. They may have some long-term goals. I'm not saying that anything that what you said is true, but if they get to resupply in a large way, like they can do whatever they want. They're using the threat of force to get this part. All they really want is that channel open so they could use more force. They're using very little rockets because they don't have the fuels and the parts. If you let it open, what are you going to say? Oh no, China, why did you do that? Like what's going to happen here? Like the real problem here is allowing them to resupply for not 2 months, 4 months, 1 day. Allowing them to resupply for 1 day is a problem. You know how many tankers full of rocket fuel I can pass by that straight in a day?
Yeah, got
That's
it.
a lot.
That's a good
like
point.
It is too much. Even those long-term calculations doesn't for a second highlight the stupidity of allowing them to have full access for 1 day. And if you go by percentage, and they're supposed to get a percentage of every ship that passes by, that goes way over the fee.
All right, let's move on from this. Healthy person in the chat was saying, I'm a proud Muslim and supporter of IRGC. You're the exact kind of person I'm looking for. You could to come if you're not a coward, you will come and talk to us about that. If you really truly do believe in the things that you believe in, or else you're a coward. If you think that your ideas are worth fighting for, then come and talk to us. And if you don't, then you're a coward, basically, and you're not even worth the, even based on your own standards, you're not a worthy warrior for Islam or IRGC, because I'm going to give you a platform for you to come talk to us about everything that you believe in. And if you don't take that, then Allah will be very angry with you, because you were given an opportunity to come fight for what's right and you didn't. So the link to our group discussion is in the chat, and tomorrow our group call is free. So here's the link in the chat. And guys, if you have garbage ideas like Islam and communism, in the discussion group, in the public days especially, even if the entire group turns against you, which they probably will, I'm gonna make sure that you get to stay there. So like, I'm gonna protect you. Don't worry. Like, you're not gonna get banned. You're not gonna get removed, as long as you're not spamming people, as long as you're not interrupting people. Come there with your Islam, with your communism, join our discussion group. Today is like only VIP, but if you look at not this one. If you look at our calendar, tomorrow is open for everybody. The open days especially are for people with their horrible ideas to come and try to convince us why their horrible ideas are actually good ideas. So if you dare, come and join, and let's see what you're made of. Or else, I mean, again, I know most of you are cowards, so you won't. See, I knew it. You're a coward. Saying, what is there to debate? It is simple. By opposing the IRGC, you support immodesty. You want to see women dressed half naked and revealing. Okay, so you don't actually have an argument. I kind of suspected that. This is the level that you're at. You're just coming up with excuses. So if you think that's true, come and talk about it, right? Come and expose us. But you're not, because you're all cowards, and you know you can't hold up. You can't win an argument.
Isn't the Ayatollah gay? I think he's gay. Like, I don't know how that lines up with the Quran's teachings. Like, I got nothing against gay people, but I don't think the Quran is supposed to back that up. Another thing is, I bet he doesn't live there. He says he's a Muslim. He doesn't say he's Iranian.
No, but I expect these people, whenever they come and put something in a chat, but when you actually give them an opportunity to come and defend their ideas, they're like, there's nothing to talk about, because they're cowards and they know that they can't actually win an argument. But yes, in the discussion group, guys, if you have garbage, if you support terrorism, if you support Islam, communism, IRGC, Hamas, Hezbollah, come over there. Again, I'm telling you, even if the entire group turns against you, I'll make sure you don't get banned unless you're interrupting people. Like the only thing you can't do is interrupt people. But you could come up with and also if you're violating the platform's community guidelines, then I have to get rid of you. But if you don't do those two things, I'll let you stay there as long as you're orderly and speak when it's your turn. I'll let you guys come and talk. And even if the entire group turns against you or against me for allowing you to stay there, I'll still let you be there, because that's the whole point of those calls. The whole point of those group calls is for us to be able to talk to you guys, right? Anyways.
Oh, check it out. He says, I am Pakistani. Look, you know what? I'm not saying this happens in all of Pakistan, but it is the world capital of inbreeding. I'm sure there's a lot of intelligent ones that don't do that, but I don't think you're one of the intelligent ones.
Yeah. All right, let's continue with this.
So they'll have to demine in about 30 days. No tolls for the time being. Trump.
Well, they're just saying, yes, we do. Me and Armin like to see women half naked, revealing, guilty as charged. Yeah, we're guilty of being straight men. Okay.
Doesn't love the idea of the Iranians shaking down ships for safe passage.
But you know, here's the thing: you like to see women naked. Yeah, the difference between me and you is that we like to see that, but only with consent. Okay, you are either straight or gay. I don't know, but you probably like the same things, similar things. But the difference between me and you is not the things that we like. It's whether or not we care about consent. So the difference is that you don't care about consent.
Okay, now
but
he's just
we're not people like us. We're not ashamed of our biological desires. We're proud of our biological desires, but we understand how consent works. Anyways, let's continue with this.
It's not a new idea. The Turks toll their straits, and in Asia, ships pay a fee in the Strait of Malacca. Look who we're dealing with. The mullahs are broke, and everybody knows it. We blew $1 trillion hole in their wallet, so they're desperate for dollars, even pennies. Still, one wrong move, and the whole deal could blow up. But our forces aren't just standing by. Tanks are ready for battle.
These are B-rolls that they keep playing that is not in the region, that is not about this war. This is just showing tanks.
And the Marines, they're itching for a little FaceTime with the gay Ayatollah.
Again, this is just B-roll. This is what it would look like if we get some ground operations in Iran. None of this is from this conflict.
Gonzo! Left side!
And we've seen them back out before, but Trump sticking to his promise.
If they back out again, they're going to get hit really hard.
I mean, I don't know if that. I mean, we have heard this many. Again, it doesn't really matter what is being said anymore. It only matters what's being done, because we've heard this already multiple times.
You know, they know that. They understand that.
Right. And Trump posted this, by the way. Monkey, I don't know if you want interested in reading this.
The U.S. has a massive amounts of munitions, especially of certain types. Additionally, large amounts are being manufactured and shipped to the U.S. as needed. Defense companies are building the largest number of plants and factories in our country's history. The leakers of these treasonous statements are being hunted down. Long-term jail sentences will be sought. President DJT. DJT in the house.
What do you think about this?
I don't know. Like, if you're hunting a leaker, that would mean that it's true. Like, you can't leak fake information. You're either there's a real leaker or someone is giving false information and showing credentials. Like, if you're credentialed but you're giving false information, you're still a leaker.
but you're sabotaging the posturing of your military, right? Like if I work in the White House, I give you false information, but I use my credentials as as being from the White House, and I'm reported as a White House source. They have an angle to basically say, "Hey, you can't speak as a White House representative about stuff that's classified, whether you're telling the truth or not."
But the leakers are in quotation. Doesn't that make you feel better about the post?
Well,
maybe
you're
not
not gonna seek long-term sentences for hypothetical leakers. There has to be a real leaker. Like what? Okay, so how are you hunting them? Are you back tracing communications, and you know that that communication from the Washington Post, New York Times, whenever, did actually come from the White House? That has nothing to do with the information being real or not. That has to do with, okay, I'm tracing these communications to, because I have the CIA, the FBI, and the Secret Service to run all communications. I could check every communication to when that went out to this reporter and check if they had communication from anyone in the White House staff. So if I'm back tracing from the reporter and it actually is a leaker inside the White House, I then have to find out which one is the leaker, right?
Mm.
So I don't think he's using, quotes. Like the quote part might be like that it's more than one. You understand what I'm saying? Leakers,
Yeah.
like it might just be one guy. But if you're not gonna sing long time jail sentences for hypothetical people, you'd look stupid if at the end you don't jail anyone.
Okay. All right. So you're not happy with these statements, okay, with this post?
No, I'm happy with it if they jail someone. Like they jailed that Secret Service guy.
Okay. So it's conditional. Justin is saying if the Islamic Republic, thank you, Justin, for the super chat, saying if the Islamic Republic is restocking during this process, what do we propose they're purchasing it with? No, not doubting it, just curious. We could probably stop it if we found out. Probably, like, even though the naval blockade has been very successful, the Islamic Republic still has managed to sell oil and gas through land routes, through Pakistan to China and other places, right? So it's much less than before. It's still a couple of billions of dollars, even though it is very significantly, like annually it would be, but it's still enough to be able to buy missile components and drone components and the chemicals that go into building rocket fuel. It's still enough to do that, even though it's much less than before, right, Monkey?
Well, you're saying if the Republic is, that's a very important word, is. I don't think they are. If they open this strait, they can have it in and can sell the oil, because the condition is the strait is open. Is the strait is open, there's no blockade. They're not going to sign a paper that says, okay, I'm going to keep the blockade and you let everybody through. So under the condition that a deal is reached, they would be able to sell their oil freely or trade their oil. They could trade a tanker full of oil for materials and there's no money transactions, so you can't take their money and put it in an escrow account. They could just say, yeah, give me a tanker full of rocket fuel, I'll give you a tanker full of oil, I'll give you two. So the important part, yeah, this guy is spamming. Like after you did that, he started spamming different messages above. Like, I mean, he's spamming, he's going against the rules.
I mean, it's not flooding the chat, but I kind of like to highlight it though. But let me highlight it. Healthy person is saying, "I will crush Armin's neck."
Okay, I don't. He's spamming though. That's like you got to maintain the rules. Yes, he is spamming. Look back through the log. I've seen it myself. Okay. I can highlight the spam. I put a star on it.
Okay. Let me give him a warning. Last chance, do not spam. If you want a message that you want to crush my neck, just write it once, and then maybe the next message come up with something original. Like you can't just say I will crush Armin's neck multiple times in a row. Okay, you have to come up. We have to be original with your threats against me. By the way, YouTube, we're not threatening anybody. Somebody's threatening me. Okay, maybe actually, yes, I'm not threatening anybody. I'm responding to someone's threat against me. We're not threatening anybody, YouTube. Okay. But yeah, you need to be more original with your threats. So as long as you are coming up with new ones, you could stay here. But if you could copy paste it, then I would have to ban you. All right. Yes. And also, yes, crushing. So guys, be careful with your nicks. I heard is, I'm a health freak and I try to maintain my health. And I've heard your neck being crushed is not very good for your health. So I try to avoid that happening to you if you can. Okay, see? Okay, see? This is a new one. Okay, it's retarded, but it's new. So good job. You are creative. He's saying Canada is being taken over by Muslims and there's no escape for you soon. So, I mean, I appreciate how transparent these people are with what their wishes. So this is why I know. This is why I like to keep these people here because I can show people what their agenda is and what their hopes are. Like they're useful idiots that I could highlight.
You want to know what I think?
What?
I would just block him. I don't give a fuck if anybody doesn't know that these people are retarded murderers.
Okay, but that's your channel. I want to keep them
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
But if you ask me what I think, you're gonna get one answer.
yeah.
Every time. Block.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But guys, look at this. So this person wants to crush my neck. And his idea of that happening is that Canada will be taken over by Muslims and it will become an Islamic country and there will be nowhere for me to run away to. So that's his goal. Anyways,
Okay, so someone in the chat saying this isn't your channel. Be warned. Even because I have to display this when I'm running my show, you can't do this on Armin's channel because I won't block you, but I will time you out and no one will see you till the next day. And we have talked about this. You can't go cry to Armin. Oh, he put me on timeout. Nobody's gonna fucking help you.
Yeah. I completely respect the monkey's decisions on his channel, just in the same way. And I
there's
think
a lot of
I
people
honestly
that
think,
never started a hat channel, have no consistency in life, did nothing with their life, that like to talk shit about other channels. Like I don't know, this is my second channel. It's gonna go over 1,000. I had another channel before that went over 1,000. I'm out here 8 hours a day. I'm doing my work, like when I can. I also have family, but like people out here having the consistency to do the work, like Armin, like I'm doing, like fucking Ali does, they get a lot of shit talked to them about by the people on the sides that have no consistency to do anything or the guts to even start a channel.
Right. And also, guys, I think Monkey's policy for his channel actually makes complete sense for his channel. It makes complete. I support it. I do want to go to back to Justin's super chat. So you're completely right, Monkey, that they're not restocking at the levels that people are maybe thinking, but they are restocking a bit because the same land routes and also the so there's two routes that they are getting some restocking through, right? So the same land routes that they get to sell oil and gas to China from is the same land routes that they're getting missile components from, and also through the Caspian Sea they're getting drone components from Russia. So some level of restocking is happening already, some, but not as much.
Yeah, one last thing on that. Remember, when we're talking about opening the strait and we're talking about under a deal. They are not going to sign a deal where the strait isn't open to them, but is open to everybody else. And if it's open to them, they can trade tankers full of petrol or oil or whatever you want to call it for, boats full of rocket chemicals. It's not going to be like open only for you guys and I'll sign. It would never work like that.
Yeah. Yes, 100% agree. By the way, I just want to be clear one more time with YouTube, we are against terrorism. We are against threatening anybody with violence. We are exposing other people through doing threats. But this channel itself is, and both hosts here, we condemn anybody who is threatening people by violence. That is not our position on any of this. Okay, we're just highlighting other people's opinions, and we're condemning it. Okay, just want to
In
make sure that
fact, I want to show love. I want to show the love that Justin wants to give to that person in the night of all sick, wants to give him love like Allah gave love, maybe not personally, but hoping he gets it from somewhere. So I want to thank you, Justin, like with that follow-up. That's a good follow-up. I appreciate it. Hope
Thank you.
that a healthy person gets their Alzut loving from wherever they get it.
Yes. And thank you, Justin. And again, just to be clear, again, YouTube, this is a joke. This is satire. Okay, we're gonna respect everybody's bodily integrity. I don't know what that's called, but thank you, Justin. Thank you for the super chat. And Noah with the super chat saying Pakistan has more sibling action than Alabama. Oh my God, yes.
Roll Tide, roll Tide, brother.
Yes.
Yeehaw!
Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Noah, for the super chat. And Ghalibah for the super chat saying, is this the leak from last week attack? This is what that's what they're referring to. The leak that they say was about the last week attack.
I think they're talking about the supply leak because this is like very much about supply. And Pete Hegseth, a couple of people in the administration talked specifically about CNN making statements about their supply. And I think that's what they're addressing. How that affects the attack. So it's related to the attack, but more on the supply side.
Okay. Omid, I'm going to highlight your comment. I'm not going to read it, and I'm just going to respond to it. Anything I do for my protection will be completely legal and completely, not shady or in the shadows at all, right? Like it will be completely by the books and legal. So, and thank you for being concerned about my safety.
And Armin probably, I'm not going to say that he would tell you, but he probably knows karate, jiu-jitsu, and the best one, nut kicks. So when you take down and you kicks, nut kicks.
I did get when many years ago. This is like more than 2 decades ago. I got 2 gold medals in Taekwondo provincial tournaments. 2 decades. That was, but it's a long time.
That is cool. Did you know why they did that? Why they kick so high? Because they had to kick people off horses. That's why they're so good at kicking high. I heard that like from a Japanese like historian type channel, the wars with South Korea and all that. Well, all Korea back then.
Okay. Let's go to President Trump. But yes, but that was a long time ago. I don't know if I'm any good at martial arts anymore. Okay.
And they said, please don't do it. Let's talk. And then they said, we never said that. You know what? The fake news knows they did say that, but we are talking. Let's see what happens. But they respect us. They respect us. It's been 47 years, but really it's been 50 years because they've been saying 47 for 3 years. It's been 50 years. And no other president has done what you should have done a long time ago because Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
I don't know if respect is the word I would use. I would use fear. What do you think? Maybe I'm overthinking this. What do you think about President Trump saying the Islamic Republic respects us? They don't. I mean, we know they don't respect the United States. Maybe
I believe that's a series of oxymoronic statement. Oxymoronic statement is nothing to do with morons. It means contradictions in terms. And if you go throughout the statements, they are all oxymoronic. Each one contradicts the other. So it makes it so that it's a self-canceling statement.
And does that make it good or bad statement? Like, do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Do you like it?
It makes it a non-statement. It's like saying nothing. Oh, they respect us, but they say it. But they lie about what we're doing. Well, that's not respect. They say they wanted a deal, but they tell everyone else they never tried. Well, that cancels. Like it cancels each other out. It's the whole statement is a self-canceling statement.
Okay. And I would say it's a wrong statement. I think fear would be a better word to use instead of respect, because the Islamic Republic does not respect the United States. Nobody in the Islamic Republic respects the United States. Fear, maybe. Let me see what he says here.
The Strait of Hormuz, Axios is reporting that it might open as soon as tomorrow.
Could happen. tomorrow or the next one. A lot of progress has been made. And they called me and they said, please, let's talk. They want to talk. The funny thing is they never mention that. They always say, we're not talking. But they called. They wanted to talk. We've been talking. They want to make a deal. They do not want to be hit. This was the biggest hit since World War II, as I said. They did not, and they saw it happening. They saw all the goods being loaded. They saw everything. They knew exactly what was happening. And I think it'd be very smart to make a deal. We'll see what happens. They had a very good day. The negotiations were good. The stock market was up tremendously over the last 3-4 days. We set new records today in the stock market. Yesterday, today. I think it's like 78 times now during a very short period of time. So a lot of good things are happening. The trade numbers are phenomenal. You saw that. Our economic numbers are unbelievable, that like never, ever before. The investment into our country is at a number that nobody's ever even imagined. We are doing really well.
Okay. So the main point was a lot of progress has been made. They called me and they said, please, let's talk. I mean, I completely believe this part, by the way, for the record. They want to talk. The funny thing is that they never mentioned that. Yeah, you should be forcing them. I don't know yeah. I think they'd be very smart to make a deal. We'll see what happens. It's not, there's nothing new here, right? It's basically the same as before.
It's been like
we're
that
gonna-
for a while. Like I maintain my position. You know what it is. He just wants them to sign a paper so he can cover his ass and then go bomb them to Kingdom Come.
I hope you're right about that. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the washroom, and this time instead of Nick Fuentes or Piers Morgan, I'll bring you.
Oh, I have a video. I definitely want you to see the completeness of. It's very short. It's Asmongold. You told me you wanted some of it, so I have it there for you. I'm gonna send it to you now.
Okay. Is it related to Iran?
It's related to U.S. elections, which does affect Iran
Ooh.
greatly, and a worry that people
So
have
once
about
again,
the
I will
midterms.
play it. I will add it to the list because we're going to talk about the midterms soon. We're going to get to that, so I'll add it among the midterm stuff. Okay, so listen to this, and I'll be right back in 1 minute. But just be prepared to respond to JD Vance and see if you have any opinions about what he says here. By the way, I haven't watched this yet, so let's listen to it together.
This is somewhere
listen.
between Nick Fuentes and Piers Morgan.
Piers Morgan. Okay. Okay, sounds good. All right, be right back.
This is a sticking point with young voters, the war, the conflict with Iran. We keep hearing there's progress, then 2 days later, there's no progress, and more problems in the Strait. What can you tell the American people? I know you don't want to get ahead of the president or the talks.
Sure.
But you were the face of the talks, and a lot of the pre-Trump, Bush-era Republicans are coming after you, saying
Sure.
you own it now, J.D. Vance. So to that you say?
Well, first of all, if they want to make me own the effort to try to bring this war to a successful conclusion, I'm happy to let them make me own it. I am absolutely trying to do that. But to your point, that sometimes requires 1 step forward, 2 steps back, then 3 steps forward and 1 step back. I can certainly understand the American people are maybe looking at this and they say, well, it seems like we're making progress and then it seems like we're not. Well, the reality, Laura, is that number one, the Iranians are extraordinarily difficult people. Number two, they have a fractured system. So there are people within their system who want the war to be over. There are also people within their system who are crazy radicals who want the war to continue. Our job is to navigate through that and get the best outcome for the American people, but for the President of the United States.
All right, so 2 points. First of all, the Iranian people are not difficult people. You're talking about the Islamic Republic. The Iranian people are extremely eager to have normal relationships with the United States. And also, the internal fighting within the Islamic Republic is real, but they also take advantage of that and play good cop, bad cop with you intentionally, given that they have internal conflict. So you have to be mindful of that. You have to be mindful of them not being able to use that as an advantage. The fact that they have division, they come to the negotiating table and they ask for more, and they use the fact that they have people back home that are aggressively against the MOU as a leverage for you for at the negotiating table, asking for more from you. And make sure you don't fall. I mean, I hope you're not falling for that, but I just want to say, like, don't fall for that.
Absolutely agree. I can't really add much to that because you kind of nailed it.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Monkey.
So there are people within their system who want the war to be over. There are also people within their system who are crazy radicals who want the war to continue. Our job is to navigate through that.
You know, the monkey usually says, you know, this reminds me of what you said. Like, I don't care if you have some people who are against it or some people for it. I'm dealing if don't point to those crazy so-called crazy radicals. They are you, because I'm dealing with the Islamic Republic. Don't say these are other people. If there are other people, then who am I talking to? Then bring those other people. So you're telling me that you have no control over them? Then why am I even talking to you, right? Like, isn't that the point that you make, Monkey?
So now you're speaking Monkanese. That is exactly what I would say. I would say if you're not in control of your military, you're not the government. Because a government that is not in control of the military is not the government. I'm not going to talk to you. You're not the government. You're not governing the strongest part of your government, the military. What are you governing then? If you can't govern the military, you're not the government.
You're not the government. Bring me the government. Yeah, exactly.
Bring me the government then. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, I see your super chats. I'll get to them soon.
And get the
Talk
best
Monkanese
for the
Yeah. That's a very good way of putting it, Monkey. I'm using that argument in other places now that I go. I copy. That was pretty good.
The American people, but for the President of the United States as well. And I do think that where we will ultimately land, it's going to be messy and it's going to take some time to get there. Where we will ultimately land, as you see, oil, I think, was at $79 today. Those oil prices are going to come down and stay down. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, and the United States will be in a stronger position. But we're kind of in the middle of the game, and I think people are trying to prejudge exactly how this is going to go. I can tell you with confidence, it's going to go in a place that is good for the United States of America, but we're going to use all the tools that we have, military, economic, diplomatic, to make sure we bring this thing to the right resolution.
They're trying to drive a wedge between you and Trump. It's clear to me. I mean,
Sure.
it's clear to all of us who kind of were there and the
course they are.
jockeying in 2015,
Yes.
you know, the Jeb Bush. And I know the Jeb has a
I mean, what do you think about that comment? They're trying to drive a wedge between you and Trump. I mean, doesn't there already exist?
Well, I'm just going to let history speak for itself. I remember what happened with Pence. I remember what happened with most of his staff that turned against him in 2020 and 2016. I remember what happened with Pam Bondi, who was leaking to the Democrats upcoming, basically plans of the I would say you would call the police, the planning plans of the FBI. You're not supposed to do that. This is treason. He has suffered a lot of treason, and it is fine to be wary of treason if you have been betrayed many times, and it's fine for the people who are supporters and admirers of your work to be wary of you being betrayed again, like by your vice president, as literally happened last time. So calling it division when you know there's a strong precedent of him being betrayed by disloyal people, opportunists, and basically traitors within his camp, it's not an unreasonable thing. He's trying to make it sound like it would be crazy to think that anyone would turn on Trump, but it's something that's happened many times. So I don't see no reason why treason would not be on the mind.
Great points.
good relationship with the president now, and that's great to hear. But is there any daylight between you and the president on this?
No, look, the president and I, first of all, he makes the decisions, and we all try to implement the decisions in accordance with the president's wishes. So the president runs this administration. He is the very top of the administration. He makes orders. We, of course, have debates and conversations about what exactly we should do. But when the President of the United States makes a decision, we are unified in this administration in carrying out that mission. What I do think is interesting is that you have people who will attack what the President of the United States has said, but they don't want to use his name because they know that the President of the United States is too big a fish for them. So they'll come after me or they'll come after somebody else in the administration. That's my job, Laura. And if the worst thing that happens over the next couple of years is that I take some flack for the president in order to make his administration more successful, I think he'll be happy about it.
That's kind of sneaky. He's kind of suggesting you're attacking me is attacking the president, isn't that? Or am I misreading that? That's kind of a sneaky way. Like if you attack me, you're attacking the president.
Not only that, he is pretending that what is being said about him is an attack on the president. Right? Like, you're not just saying, oh, you're trying to attack the president and I'm taking the hit. No. It's also, what is the deliberate subject matter? If we're saying, hey, you don't have to talk that way about Israel, that they shouldn't interfere in a deal, they're inside the deal. The deal is also dealing with Hezbollah. So what do you mean Israel is having too much of an influence on the deal? They're literally part of the deal, right? So if you attack that stupid statement, he's trying to say, oh, I'm just a shield for what Trump said. No, he didn't say that. You said that. So that there's a problem there. Not only that they're attacking, that he's pretending they're attacking the president, he's pretending that everything he said is what the president said. So basically, I'm saying what you're saying it, but clarifying more that he is twisting his bad statements as if they were the president's statements.
Okay, yeah, that's very well put. Shauna with a super chat saying the immigration enforcement and increased cost of H-1B is working. I see it on the ground and the stats. People, even legal workers, are going back. One thing I think, maybe I'm wrong about this, but one thing I think the President Trump's administration deserves a lot of credit for is a lot of the immigration reforms that they have made. Like, I don't know, Monkey, you know more about this, but I think
we
like
have
on that
literally reversed like 1 million H-1Bs because we kind of like got in touch with India, we're getting in touch with Pakistan, we're getting in touch with a lot of countries and stopping a lot of fraud. And a lot of fraud that's happening is people paying for H-1B visas and paying for fake degrees so they can have fake degrees to get them into the H-1B visa program, and then that H-1B visa program also gets bribes so that you get approved. Like there's a whole system of H-1Bs, and I think it's not just thousands. I think it's over. I think it's up to 100,000. I have to go back and check. I can't get that number for you, but specifically, if you look at the Twitter of the director of FBI, Kash Patel, he's been talking about that. And he's been showing the numbers, the kind of people that they got specifically on H-1B fraud. So they are definitely reinforcing and reworking it to be not fraud, to be like a reformed, like you said.
Right. Thank you, Shona. Thank you for keeping an eye on this. John Bond with a super chat. Thank you so much, John Bond, saying God is good. Thank you, John. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. And then we got Omid with a super chat saying, is there a chance Vance is manipulating the IRGC? I think there's a chance that Trump is using Vance to manipulate the IRGC. How about that? That's a bigger chance.
That could be it. That's a possibility.
Yes. There's a chance that Trump is using Vance to manipulate the IRGC. I mean, there's a chance for everything, but I think the way I said it has a higher chance than that. What do you think of me? Thank you, Amit.
I think that's pretty much it. There's a good chance, I'd say.
Yeah. John Bond with another super chat saying, Javid Shah, Jesus is king. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for supporting us, John. I appreciate you. And then Justin with a super chat saying, I'll put a Benjamin Franklin on Vance being the leaker. Any takers? Okay. What do you
I would
think?
say someone in his staff that's close enough to know, far enough so he can say it wasn't him.
Yeah. Would you take that bet? No, right?
No, not directly. I don't think he called CNN.
Right. Thank you, Justin. Thank you for the super chat. We'll see, Justin. If this ends up being true, we'll come back and we're gonna be Justin was right. Okay. Speaking of the Islamic Republic, Monkey, we talked about this yesterday, and I just wanted to see what your reaction to this is. I'm not gonna play this video. But yeah, so he goes on for a while. So instead of translating, I'll just read you the caption. So the president of the Islamic Republic said this: no matter how much I think about it, I cannot find any logical reason why they killed our leader, our commanders, and our scientists. He's talking about the 40-day war, right? And he continues by saying, many of our commanders and scientists who were killed did not even own a home. But why would you kill these people? They didn't even own a home. Monkey.
Why?
Because
wait a minute. Who didn't have a home? Their commanders don't have a home?
The people, the commanders and the scientists that the Americans and Israeli killed, why did you kill them? They didn't even have a home. That's what he's saying.
Is this a mistranslation? Did you earlier listen to it? Like, could they have just not understood what he was saying?
No. That's what he's saying. I know why he's saying that, but I just wanted to see your first reaction to it.
Well, do they live at work?
No. Like they don't own their homes. Like they're renting. Like they're not rich enough to own a home. They're renters.
Well, pay them more. How is that our fault?
No, but why did you kill them? They didn't own a home.
Maybe you should have stopped buying home for people in fucking Lebanon because they own a home. How come the people? How are you buying for? These are your scientists. All they're doing is pointing all they're doing is pointing a rifle. These are your scientists.
No, but Monkey, the thing is, it's a virtue for these. Remember, these people are not just Islamic; they're also kind of like this. Let me tell you what's happening. Okay, this is the remaining of Marxist views left in the Islamic Republic, right? So it's like anti-wealth, anti-capitalist, anti-rich, right? So when he says they didn't even have homes, meaning that these were good people, they weren't rich. That's what he's saying, because they were poor.
Well, if you think it's a virtue, then I don't understand. Like, okay, if it's a virtue, then they're not supposed to have phone. Like you're contradicting yourself. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? If it's a bad thing, no, it's your fault.
No, so he's saying you killed what? Okay, so before, like, I listened to the Persian version of this. The full one is like, the full version of it is like, why would they kill Ali Khamenei? He didn't do anything wrong. Like, why would you kill somebody so pure? That's what he was asking. And he's frustrated. Like, I'm thinking about it. Why would these people, like all of these Western countries that talk about human rights, all of the human right talk is all for show. Why would you come and kill somebody that is so pure and so sinless? Our scientists, our commanders, they were such good people that they didn't even own any homes. That's how good of a people they were. That's what he's saying.
Look, man. So you can't tell me that it's wonderful for them to not have homes, and in the same breath tell me it's so sad that they don't have homes. Like, I keep saying they probably don't have phones either.
No, he's not saying it's sad that they didn't have homes. He's saying, like, look how good these people were. Look how good our commanders and scientists were. They weren't worldly people. They were so pure that they were doing all of this not for wealth. They weren't rich people. They were serving their country, and they were such good people that they didn't have enough money to buy their own homes. That's what he's saying.
They're
This is
so pure
this
and
is-
kind that they were slaves. Don't look at the gun at the back of their head that keeps them working for free. They did it because they're martyrs. Sure, buddy. They're so smart that they want to work for nothing. Okay, buddy.
But you see how this is somewhat commie, not just Islamic. You know what I mean? Like this is this is the leftovers of leftism from, because there's, for guys, for people who don't know in the chat, the Islamic Revolution of 1979 was not an Islamic revolution. It was a Marxist Islamic revolution, and eventually these people eliminated the Marxists, and then it became fully Islamic. But they inherited a lot of the economic policies and a lot of the leftist virtues from leftists was remained in the Islamic Republic. A lot of their beliefs are not Islamic; it's just commie, especially their economic. Yes, it's very Texas saying yes, it's very commie. Do you see?
Listen.
Do you feel it? Yeah, go ahead.
I need to ask you a question. This is a very important question. Do you get bad grades in Iran on purpose? Because if you're too smart, they're going to stick you in a cave, not pay you, and tell you, oh my God, you're so virtuous.
No, but that's funny.
I would flunk. I would like so dumb.
No. So, for example, one thing the Islamic Republic likes to brag about is Ali Khamenei lived a simple life, right? So, for example, they have a story is that somebody donated meat, like meat to Ali Khamenei, and he gave it back, and people were like, "Why he did that? That's so sad." The person gave him a gift, and Khamenei rejected it. Why would he reject the gift? That person's gonna get so upset. But like, oh, they didn't know. The reason why Ali Khamenei rejected it is because his fridge is so small, and his fridge wouldn't be able to hold that much amount of meat, and it would go to waste. That's why he rejected it. Oh my God, Ali Khamenei doesn't even have a big fridge. Yeah, I know.
I don't think he
of
cooks for
course.
himself. I doubt that he cooks for himself. They bring him prepared meals. He doesn't use a fridge. He doesn't. What fridge? Fridge? I don't touch the kitchen. That's for women. Bring me my
They're
food,
like
woman.
every day. He's like Ali Khamenei, like he eats the leftovers of the day before. He doesn't eat new food until the leftover is finished. He eats bread and cheese in the morning with tea. Very simple food. Very poor. Very humble. Very innocent. Very simple life. That's the virtue signaling that they have. So that's what this means. Because I saw a lot of. I know, yeah, 100%. Like, there's actually evidence that that's all bullshit. Like, the Iranian people actually have shown how all of that is nonsense. But the reason why I'm saying all of this is because of a lot of non-Iranians were confused about this. They were like, why is he saying, like, our scientists do not even have any homes? Right? Because, like, Texas was saying in the chat, we killed homeless scientists. And I was like, so I just wanted to explain to you guys what's happening here.
Look, this is what I like to call retarded.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of people say that it's retarded in the chat. I've silent protagonist saying this is retarded Durka edition. Yes. It's like the Soviet retard. This is retarded. You know what? This is below retarded because they're doing it on purpose.
Yes. The audience for this was not supposed to be foreigners. This is just for the Iranian. This is Pezeshkian coming out and defending himself against all the accusations recently made against him. So I'm not going to go into all of that because this was a long speech by him, and this also there's a lot of backlash to this, by the way.
He's basically like a wet blanket that takes all the hits and all the attacks and has to say all the bad things. He's like I don't know what to call him, a cum rag, whatever he is. He's just a happy sock.
Scapegoat.
Scapegoat. Yeah, that's a better
Scapegoat.
description.
Yes.
Mine were kind of wild.
Shana, by the way, mine was scapegoat is religious. So look, the Christian uses vile examples. Scapegoat is Jewish. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just kidding.
Look, I'll repent eventually.
I repent eventually. Scapegoat. You saying scapegoat is Jewish, right? It's Jewish because you use the goat.
I think so. But we worship a Jew, so it's we kind of have to have respect for it.
Yes. Exactly. Shauna with a super chat saying another thing people don't realize is that even if someone is here legally, doesn't mean the family members they brought with them are here legally. So entire families are self-deporting. Ooh, interesting, Shauna. Is that true? I didn't even ever consider that.
It's very possible, but on this subject, I just sent you a tweet. It's not really a video, it's just a tweet. You might want to check it out because if these people with H-1B visas brought family, that would apply.
Okay. Oh my god, why is this person's eye look like this? So I have your asthma.
Yeah, that's for the last
info.
video in anything you're going to
Yes.
do about election. After that, I did the tweet.
Okay. Let me just really quickly share what Monkey just showed me, and then we'll go to President Trump. What is this? Is this new? Yeah. Hold on, let me remove this. Okay.
The holders since 2015. Over 70% came from India, and nearly 12%.
Oh, so wait, from the beginning, this is the H-1B visa workers into United
The
States.
holders since 2015. Over 70% came from India, and nearly 12% from China. And when you zoom in on this map you're looking at, you can see where most are being hired. The dark red spots show a high density of H-1B visa holders. And now we're learning more about the fraud within the program. One former official tells Newsweek that up to 90% of applications, 90% from India, contain fraudulent documents or involve unqualified applicants. And finance law enforcement in India claim it has uncovered a network of universities that produce fake degrees, which were possibly used to obtain these high-skilled H-1B visas, including
Wow.
one school which allegedly stole over 36,000 fake degrees, sold, I should say. It cost as little as $1,400 for one of those. And while these are supposed to be high-skilled employees, during almost all of Biden's time in office, 83% got junior or entry-level positions. And now Texas is taking action, cracking down on those abusing the program.
Wow, that is horrible. That's crazy. I did not know that 90%.
90% of the ones from India. Wait a minute. Let me laugh at it a little bit. I'm laughing at myself for letting them in, but that is crazy. I respect Apu, but the rest of them, no, you can't come here by fraud. Apu is okay.
That is terrifying. Like, guys, like, don't get me wrong. Done right, a proper H-1B visa program is actually good for United States, but not this. I don't even know if this is reformable.
That 70% of all of them are fraud. 90% of the ones from India are fraud.
That is crazy. Man, this is going to get worse if the midterms go to the Democrats, right? Like, all of this is going to get 1,000 times worse, or am I exaggerating?
You're not exaggerating. I can't wait till you see Aspen go because it's gonna give you a little bit of hope.
Okay. We're getting to Asmongold after 3 Trump videos. Okay, it's really quickly.
America will never be a socialist country. And
hopefully
I was right. What I didn't say is what they're trying to do. They want to skip socialism. They want to go right down to the bottom of the barrel. That's communism. They want it to be a communist country. We're not letting them have it as a communist country, not even for a minute. Not even for a minute. Together we will defeat communism, socialism, and Marxism in America once and for all. It's defeated. It's going to go down. It always goes down, but sometimes it takes a lot of people with it. It takes too long. You got to nip it in the bud. America.
My God, I hope so. I think this election, this midterms, is going to be a lot of conversation regarding capitalism versus communism and socialism, right? This is going to be, I think this is going to become more and more of a topic in United States politics. What do you think?
The problem that the Democrats have with DSA is similar to the problem Puerto Ricans have with independence. It divides the left more than it does the right, so the right winds up, doing better than expected.
Okay, so wait, I think we might have played this one. No, we didn't. This is a bigger version.
Right? That's the old-fashioned way. To the victor belong the spoils, right? And we're doing the same thing, by the way, in the lovely Islamic Republic of Iran. We're knocking the hell out of it. Knocking the hell out. I'd rather make a deal because I don't want to kill people. I do not want to kill people. But at some point we were set for the biggest attack of any attack, and we've hit them very hard for the last few months. But we were all set for the biggest attack since World War II. And they called me and they said, please don't do it. Let's talk. And then they said, we never said that. You know what? The fake news knows they did say that, but we are talking. Let's see what happens. But they respect us. They respect us. It's been 47 years, but really it's been 50 years because they've been saying 47 for 3 years. It's been 50 years. And no other president has done what you should have done a long time ago, because Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Right?
All right, so we heard that one. This is interesting. What is that really is the caption right? Hold on.
Every time this has happened, and you do that, you go through squalor and add the word again: filth, crime, death, destruction, embarrassment. You lose your home, you lose your apartment, and that's where the communists will take us 100%. When I watch Abdul, he's full of shit.
Wow.
Accurate.
Woo. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He's full of shit. One more time. When I watch Abdul,
and that's where the communists will take us 100%. When I watch Abdul, he's full of shit.
Yes.
Does that come from abdulation? What's that? I've heard you use that word when you're talking about
Abdullah.
Okay.
Abdul
It's
is
not the same.
Abdullah.
And abdulation is something else.
Yes.
It's like I think abdulation was something relating to the leather straps of the eyes.
No, abdulation is an English word. So the Arabic would be wuzu. So Abdul in Arabic means the slave of. Abdullah means this. Abd is slave. Abdullah is the slave of Allah. So Muslims pride themselves for being a slave to no man, but being a slave to Allah. And that's why they call themselves Abdullah.
Okay, I thought abdulation was not an English word, like it was an Arabized, like it came, like I don't know, I'm gonna have to, I'm sounding real stupid right now because I don't know what that word means.
That was okay. No, it's just like a religious washing. Most people don't know what that word is. So yes,
Okay, I feel a little better.
Yes. It's a religious. Yeah, most people don't know what ablution is. It's just like a religious washing of your body with water. But let's now go to Asmongold. Like, wow, what is this? I think that's
the DSA, one of their leaders.
Yes, this is the Korean Korean woman who's a communist who just won the primary for among the Democrats. So now she's a candidate for becoming a senator if she wins against a Republican candidate, right? For which state?
She won the candidacy, not the primary.
Candidacy. Sorry, candidacy. Sorry, American. So which state?
I'm not sure. Probably California, I'm guessing.
Okay, let's see. So she was supported by Bernie Sanders, I think, as well. She's DSA, she's a communist, and she's now going to go against a Republican because she won the candidacy among the Democrats. So let's see what Asmongold has to say about it.
Oh my!
Oh, so Shauna is saying Minnesota, I think. I thought Abdul was Minnesota.
Could be.
Abdul or Wisconsin. Oh, Wisconsin.
But it could be governor, it could be senator, it could be Congress. So I don't know which one.
So the Abdul. So guys, we have two commies now that are coming to the primary, right? One of them is the Abdul guy, which I think is from Minnesota, and then this lady is Korean lady, which is also a communist. She's from Wisconsin, apparently. Shauna found that out, right? Yeah, no, Abdul is Michigan. Okay, so thank you. Abdul is Michigan. Okay, thank you. Anyways, let's see. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. Let's see.
Oh my God. Listen up, Republicans. Loses in a blue way. Is this really that bad? It's actually completely changed. It's almost like electing mentally ill terrorist supporters isn't actually a good way to win a general election.
Oh my God, look at this. As long as among the Democrats, the DSA candidate won, the other Democrats, their chances dropped and the Republican nominee chances increased. That's pretty cool.
This is why I said checking your polls is premature, because right now, as soon as a DSA person comes up, bam, you just lost that race.
Wait, so does that mean that we should want the DSA people to win so that they can't win against the Republicans? Okay. All right. So.
Oh my God. Listen up, Republicans. Loses in a blue way. Is this really that bad? It's actually completely changed. It's almost like electing mentally ill terrorist supporters isn't actually a good way to win a general election.
Abolishing policing is one segment of reforming and reevaluating our criminal justice system.
Are you kidding me? Abolishing police? That's still a thing? Are these people mentally handicapped? Abolishing police? That's a serious. Okay, wow. Unbelievable. By the way, guys, I see your super chats. We'll read them soon.
Abolishing policing. All right, why don't we start with your security? Well, I mean, Oh, here we go. This is.
Actually, abolishing policing is like the most anti-poor thing you could do, because rich people can afford security and poor people can't. It's the most one of the most anti-poor people thing you could do.
And she's not gonna release her stipend, the money that she gets from the government for her security. That's why he says, let's start with your security, because that's paid by the state.
Well, I mean, Oh, here we go. This is Thanksgiving.
One thing that they brought up as well was a post from you in 2021. You said Americans should cancel Thanksgiving, should have done this in 1621.
My hospitality background in owning a restaurant for 7-8 years, that bringing folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good thing.
Her having a job making a Thanksgiving dinner has nothing to mean with the question, why did you ask people to abolish Thanksgiving? They didn't talk about your cooking skills. And Timu Dylan Mulvaney over here is not going to challenge her on that.
Why do these people think Thanksgiving is racist against Native people? Is that why they have something against Thanksgiving? Am I understanding a little bit of this?
Yes, but she's Korean. It has nothing to do with her.
Okay.
My hospitality background in owning a restaurant for 7-8 years, that bringing folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good
Isn't that
thing.
what Thanksgiving's supposed to be?
But Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities. And so I think
honestly, guys, if you are somebody who gets upset over, like, even if Thanksgiving, like, even if we accept, say, like, oh, the Europeans came out and committed crimes against the natives, if things that happened way before you were born and you're thinking about it and you have trauma or sadness over things that didn't impact you or your parents or your grandparents, then there's something fundamentally wrong with you. Like, when we look at history because we want to learn from it, so that mistakes that happened before, we don't repeat those mistakes, and then we repeat the things that do work. But if you actually genuinely get sad over things that happened to people long time ago that had nothing to do with you, just because you share an ethnicity with them or something like that, then you need to go seek professional help if you actually get sad over those things.
No, that's the kind interpretation. The reality is she is taking advantage of the Native Americans and their plight and taking it for herself to push herself up in the candidacy. And post-op, Dylan Mulvaney is not going to challenge her all that.
Yes. No, I know that's what she's doing, but she's taking advantage of people who have generational trauma, as they like to call it. Like generational trauma is a if you have generational trauma over things that happened hundreds of years ago, then you're mentally handicapped. Go seek professional help.
Or community.
Yes.
The fuck does Thanksgiving have to do with you? I get if you're a Native American and they say, yeah, Thanksgiving, like, fuck you guys for doing what you did. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Sorry, but
No, not even Native American. Even if you're Native American, fuck you. Fuck you. Who? Like the people alive today didn't have anything to do with it. They didn't do it. Like first of all, they didn't do it to you. They did it to people who died, and the people who did it also died. You're getting upset over people who are against people who are living today over something that people who already are dead did it to some other people who are already dead. Like what? Like imagine if I get upset with a monkey because his great grandfather stole something from my great grandfather. Like I'm gonna say, like, monkey, fuck you for your grandfather. Like what the hell
I'm
has
going
that
to
got
say,
to do
yeah,
with the
sorry,
monkey?
sucks for you.
Like what does that got to do with him? Like what does that got to do with him? Like no, not even like you're saying like, oh, she's Korean, so it has nothing to do with him. No, even if you're Native American, it still doesn't have anything to do with you.
It's just a
just
little
what happened,
added layer
right?
of hypocrisy.
Yes, you're right.
Thanksgiving, like, fuck you guys for doing what you did. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Sorry, but that's just what happened, right? Nothing personal. But you're fucking Korean. You can't use this. You
Also, if you want to get angry over white people for killing natives, then you know who you should really hate? Natives. Because I promise you that Native Americans killed way more Native Americans than any Europeans. They were busy killing each other way before the Europeans arrived in much higher numbers.
No.
Sorry,
the,
but
the Native Americans were playing patty cake and singing Kumbaya very peacefully until the great white man, inventor of war, came with his white supremacy, because white people are the owners and creators of everything, don't you know? And because the white person is so mighty above all other races, they didn't even know war until the white man came. That just sounds like white supremacists. What do you mean? Like nobody was able to do any war until the white man? Wow, it sounds like you're just basically worshiping white people.
Right. In fact, the white people were shocked because they showed up and you were basically doing human sacrifices, and they were like looking at this and like, let's just wait this out because they're killing. Like they showed up, the Spanish showed up in the middle of a giant human sacrifice in mass numbers, right, at the ziggurat thingy, and they were like, okay, let's just watch this, like let this play out and before we do anything.
that's just what
And
happened,
you know
right?
what they
Nothing
said?
personal.
You know what the Native Americans said when they were pulling out people's hearts, and they say, I'm gonna take this person's heart out while they're still alive with my special take heart out while they live instrument, and they put the heart in the air, and then came the conquistadors and said, oh shit, here comes the far right to stop the human sacrifices.
That's right. And you know what they had, monkey, I don't know if you know this, okay, but they had this thing, this string that had like sharp pointy things, like kind of like blades on it, right? And you know what they would do with it? I saw this with my own eyes, okay. Well, I didn't see them doing that. I just saw the equipment. They would make a hole through their tongue and they will pull it through, and they would do this to themselves because I don't know, the pain makes you what, but like they will put a hole in their tongue and they will put this string through their tongue and they will pull it so that the spiky things basically makes them experience maximum amount of pain. And again, they wouldn't do this to their enemies, they would do this to themselves, like it was be self-inflicted. That was the culture then, right? So I'm pretty sure, you know what, if you want to thank or blame people for things that happened 100 years ago, I think you should be thanking the white people for bringing civilization to you. I think you should be grateful. I should like, oh my God, thank you, you guys. Like, Thank you so much.
Very
We were
grateful.
not we very grateful.
I
Yes.
I don't
Like,
want
fuck
my
you
heart
guys.
pulled out to make the sun come up. I don't.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let me just tell you one thing. You know what it did? They had this game that they played with with the ball with the hip that go through this hole, right? So this was their sport, okay? And they had the competitions. I forgot what the game was called, okay? But every time a team lost, you know what they would do to the losing team? They would sacrifice the losing team to the gods, and then there would be next game, and then the losing team would get sacrificed to the gods. They would keep doing this and this and this and this, and then we will have one team that have won every single game, and every other team has lost, and it was sacrificed to the gods. You know what they would do with the winning team, Monkey? The
They
team
will
that won
sacrifice them
every
to the
single-
gods.
They will sacrifice their last winning team to the gods. So, because the final game was not on earth, the final game was with the gods. So the final winning team will get sacrificed to the gods so that they could go and play the final game with the gods. And if they won that one, then they would become gods themselves.
I think
So
I
that was
sent
the
you a
concept.
picture of the winning team.
Okay. Well, you guys know what game I'm talking about, right? By the way, I saw all of I can't show that on YouTube, but yeah, okay. Yes, they will pull their hearts out. They will basically go on the top of the cigarette, they will lay them down flat, and they will cut down right here, and they will put their hand in, they will go underneath, grab their heart, and then pull it out, and they will throw the body down the cigarette, down the stairs, and they will give the heart to the gods. And the blood, they even have like this little river, like this area where the design for the blood to go pouring down the ziggurat to the ground. Like it's all, you have a very elaborate design for it. And people, by the way, this was not done against people by force. Like the people who were being sacrificed, they were lining up. Like they weren't like arresting them or forcing them to get sacrificed. There was like a line of people. Like when the Spanish showed up, there was like a line of people just going up the ziggurat, getting sacrificed, like by consent. That was how insane this was. And apparently,
it wasn't sort of like each town around them had to donate people, and you would know that if you didn't go, they were going to go wipe out your whole village with your parents and your children and everybody there, and everyone would get wiped out if they chose you, or if like whatever, they rolled whatever dice they rolled to see who goes. If you didn't go, your whole village would get wiped out.
Right. So next Thanksgiving, if you're one of the natives, what I suggest you be thankful for is white people. Okay, just say thank you for the arrival of white people. So if you're a Native American, next Thanksgiving, thank whatever you believe in for the white people arriving at your continent. Anyways.
Look, this is largely in Latin America, but the ones in the north were not much better.
Right.
Scalping is not a fun haircut.
Right. So let's continue.
For doing what you did. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Sorry, but that's just what happened, right? Nothing personal. But you're fucking Korean. You can't use this. You can't carry this cross. With the anti-white socialist, am I married a... It's what we've said many times. Revolutionary in the street, colonized in the sheets. Every single fucking time. Francisco Hong describes how...
I really feel
She married
bad
a white
for
guy.
this. I really feel bad for him. I bet you this is a white man that has been made to believe that there's something fundamentally wrong with him because he's white. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of self-hatred there. White man. And do you know why he married her? Probably to overcome, like, as a way to make him feel like he's like doing his part. Like he feels like there's something vile and disgusting about him for being a white man, and if he just submits to all of this, it could make some of it. This is how you repent. This is how you repent for being so evil. You just submit fully to this whole DSA crap as a way to make yourself feel a little bit better about being a white man.
I bet he pays his reparations by sitting in the corner and watching her get the BBC.
Right. I bet you has zero control over his life.
Colonized into sheets every single fucking time. Francisco Hong describes having a half-white son as being in proximity to whiteness. That poor fucking bro. Imagine this is your spawn RNG.
I wasn't always aware of the struggles of other communities of color because for me, assimilation always kind of took over. And so I
assimilation took over. I love how this is like you're using the passive voice. You married a white man. You married a white man of your own volition.
My proximity to whiteness continues, right? I'm my son is biracial. He's half white and half Korean.
So romantic, monkey. A proximity to whiteness. Holy crap, man. What a
She's talking about her
disgusting
son.
way to live. Yes. It's like as if her son has inherited a disease from the father, a sickness from the father. God damn it, these people are so sick.
And I think navigating, what his identity is and how people perceive him is always at the back of my mind as well.
That must be so weird to have a person like this as your mom.
I ate 2 bites of my kid's cheeseburger at a Culver's in Black River Falls and told him they ran out of ice cream. Mostly just wanted to leave because I was on the verge of an anxiety attack. Too many old white people who didn't think we spoke English.
Can you imagine?
Stop. Like, go back to that tweet. I want you to realize what that is. That's child abuse. You took 2 bites out of your kid's cheeseburger, probably half of it, right? She looks a little chubby. She could probably take half of the cheeseburger with her bites, and told him they ran out of ice cream so she could leave. Didn't let the kid finish eating. Didn't let him have dessert because she felt there was too many white people. That's what she did to her kid.
This is direct race. Like, you know how they say implicit racism and explicit racism, and they try to blame white people for having implicit racism because they're mostly not actually racist, so they try to come up with ways to still call them racist because they're not explicitly being racist. This is explicit racism. Like most of North America and European people and North American people, at least the native ones there, have moved away from explicit racism. And these people are desperately trying to still find racism where racism doesn't exist. But they themselves are straight up old school. This is like old school explicit racism. Like, it's not like this new modern implicit racism that you can't detect unless somebody comes and explains it to you. This is like old school KKK type racism. You know what I mean? Like, it's just in your face. Like, you get uncomfortable with white people around you. Like, does it get any more explicit than this? How is this?
Imagine I said I was on the verge of the anxiety attack because there was too many brown people who didn't think we spoke Spanish. Imagine I was on the verge of an anxiety attack because there was too many black people who didn't think we spoke Ebonics. I don't know, but you get the point. Like, if the races were reversed, it'd be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's already a problem. This is a bigger problem. It's a bigger this anti-white racism is a bigger problem than other forms of racism because people don't recognize it as racism. That's why
I know, but it would be a problem for them.
Yes.
Verge of an anxiety attack. Too many old white people who didn't think we spoke English.
Can you imagine that like your mom is like saying that you have like racial guilt for half of your ancestry? Like, oh my God. Like, it's actually like fucking traumatic. Imagine throwing away such a generational lead. Remember what I told you guys? I thought the DSA is the best thing that can happen to the Republican Party. It is the end of the Democratic Party. They can't, like, this John America, Mr. Whitebread, Mr. I think mayonnaise is spicy is going to probably be the new governor now. Oh, Francisco Hong rallies with Ilhan Omar and Hassan Piker. Wow. That's really, he's getting fat again.
Wait, why is he looking
on
at
Piker? Wow.
Why is she looking at him like that? What the hell is this?
That is kind of weird. It looks like she wants some of that. You know what? You're going to take reparations from the Turks because I'm going to, you're going to make you watch this. Come home, Hassan. You're going to make his husband watch. And she's like trying to get him in there. And he is kind of getting chubby in the cheeks. Look at him. He's getting fat. He used to be fat. He's has very self-conscious about it. So I people like to remind him that he's getting fat because he's a commie.
This is one of the most anti-American pictures I've ever seen in my life. Look at that. Look at that frame.
It's also kind of funny.
Funny, yes. Wait, let me go through the super chats. AF, thank you so much for the super chat saying H1B needs to be for people like Elon Musk. He should be the benchmark. Well, that's a hard benchmark standard for it. Yeah, but more people like Elon, yes, for sure.
That's a different program. Like the Genius program, I think it's H1A or H1C. I don't think it's B. B is like more specialized worker, but they are defrauding it because you don't need to be a specialized worker to be a counter employee at the Quickie Mart.
Yes. Okay. Good. I didn't know the difference. Thank you, Monkey. Shauna with a super chat saying it probably won't reverse. The tech bros don't like having stupid employees, and they don't like being stolen from.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
Well, okay. The tech bros don't like having stupid employees. Well, these people stole their degrees. They literally paid for them. They are stupid.
Yeah,
it probably won't reverse. Well, I mean, if the tech bros start making more stringent tests on entry that a dumbass can't pass that fake the degree, it kind of would reverse, especially if they're having more stringent tests on entry. Like what they is having to pay less.
Yeah, but they like to pay less, but for qualified people. So they don't like these fake experts, so-called experts. They want to pay. I mean,
she explained it later that they won't be able to reverse this block on fraudulent H1B. Because the tech bros don't want the stupid people. So they won't be able to reverse and go back to fake H1Bs flooding the system, is what she's saying.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense. I was saying, like, because I thought you mean reverse these people coming in. I was like, but your point is actually supporting, like, suggesting that they would. But okay, now it makes a lot more sense. Okay, thank you for explaining. Raptor with a super chat saying, if you think Indian scamming is a problem in the US, wait till you see what's happening in Canada.
Look, I've heard about Canada. I am very familiar with the Canadian accent. I am doing the Canadian accent right now.
Very accurate. Yes. we have a Sikh takeover of certain parts of the Canadian government. I don't know if you know that, but Sikh.
I would imagine so.
Sikh separatist infiltration, which is a big problem.
And these people do not believe in Islam. It's like a whole other thing.
Oh yeah, it's a whole other thing. Yeah, somebody in the chat saying Canada's in the butt. Canada's in the butt. Yes. All right. Thank you. That was funny. And then we get another super chat by Justin saying, we're never going to go full communist. There's something in our constitution that will allow us to prevent that. It's the second one down. The second one down. But I certainly hope it doesn't get to that point. Well, never say never, because if we think never, then we're not gonna, work hard to guard our societies against it. So always give some chance that it could happen to motivate people to keep pushing back. Right, Monkey?
Like one point on that is, like, you've seen it happen in many districts. The Supreme Court makes a ruling against banning the Second Amendment or putting too much provisions against it. And then some town makes a new law that has to go back up to the Supreme Court. So if they do this mosaic type of deal where they boil the frog slowly and spread it through many jurisdictions, then it's a problem. We have to be vigilant, but I get what you mean. If we stay vigilant, then it's definitely not going to happen.
Yes. And okay, thank you. And then we get another super chat from Channel 0071 saying, I lost my job due to HB1, found a new one. Oh, you found a new one. Good job. Good job finding a new one. Congrats. Good on
Hey,
you.
if they want you back, ask for more money. They got to pay you better.
Yes. But good job finding a new one. Proud of you. Okay, and then let's go to the next super chat. Omid saying, Mamdani 11 ham. 11 ham
Ilham?
Omar.
No,
No,
because she
11.
said World War 11 instead of World War II.
Yes. 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 Ilham Omar or 11 ham Omar. Abdul, US, please, you're our last hope. Like, so Omid is worried. Omid is Iranian in Australia, and he's worried that the US is going the wrong direction with Mamdani, Ilham Omar, and Abdul, and he's worried. What would you say to Omid, who's worried about US? He's saying, US, please, you're our only hope.
Look, these people are cheating. They're just a bunch of cheaters, and that cheating is not gonna last. Like, they will be found out, and the more we get a hold of I'm gonna show you something just for you about Mamdani. I'm gonna send it to Armin right now because this is kind of breaking news. But since we're talking about this, I think it's appropriate.
Okay, let me see. Oh, but while I pull that up, Texas is saying Abdul is not getting elected. Is that right? Do you agree with her?
Not in the primary. I think he would lose the primary.
Hopefully you guys are right. Hopefully you guys are correct. So what is this that I'm sharing, Monkey?
This is this is kind of like a study that they did on the election fraud. They think that this is still possible. I'm not like 100%, but I think they're looking into the fraudulent votes. And there's a possibility that there's 228,000 fraudulent votes for Mamdani, whose entire vote was 207. So that's a large portion. 7% came from non-existing voting records. 6% from fake social security numbers, 10% belong to people who don't even live in New York, people who moved, and 1% had no social security number at all. So there is a possibility that they're doing a big investigation into this. I don't want to put this as absolutely certain until I hear more on the investigation, but there is a crackdown on fake voting in the past, and they're trying to pass the SAVE Act to secure voting in the future. I think these people, when they win, it's mostly fraudulent. And if you stop their fraudulent vote, it helps the problem. Yes, there's no voter ID in New York. I'm seeing in the chat from Mr. Ed. And, he probably knows about a famous horse named Mr. Ed. Great horse.
So like Monkey is saying, like anything is a possibility, but we're not going to believe it. Like Monkey is being very responsible with the way he's talking about this, because we're not going to believe it until there is actual investigation shows that. Okay, right? Yeah. Because Giuliani is not a good, credible source. But yes, if there's investigation, we have to look at the results of the investigations, and it's good. It's good that they're being investigated. 100%. And thank you, Amit. And then we got Shauna with a super chat saying Thanksgiving is a holiday to celebrate the reunification of the U.S. It wasn't widely celebrated before that. It was to bring families back together. Oh, interesting. I think, like, regardless of the origins of a holiday, what matters is what is it being used now, right now. Like, I mean, I see, like, maybe it had a wholesome origin, but even if a holiday didn't have a wholesome origin, like, what are people doing with it now? I think that's the way I look at it.
Right? Well, it's an opportunity to eat unhealthy food, especially candy.
Oh, okay. Now you just made me against Thanksgiving. I'm just kidding.
No, I thought you meant Halloween. No, Thanksgiving is about family. It's about thanking your family, thanking your neighbors. Thanks. You want to give thanks for the fortunate things in your life. Like your life has probably changed somewhat from what it was before, and I'm sure you would have reason to celebrate it. And if there's They just so happen to give you a day when you can do that. I think there's different nations have different forms of it. In Puerto Rico, we do it the same day as the Americans, but we have that. But we just eat pork instead of chicken. It's just for thanking.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, and yeah, guys, we like life needs excuses for celebrations and joy. Like people are like, oh, let me go look at the origins of this holiday. People need to have fun and have ways to get wholesome and get together and have rituals and traditions. You know, shut the fuck up, right? Let people have their fun. God damn it. Anyways,
It's also because if it's already a holiday, everybody knows, okay, so we're gonna take that day off. If not, it's hard to schedule.
yes. Amy with a super chat saying, come for my turkey and stuffing, and let's see how that goes. I triple dog dare you. Wait, really? Is this a serious invitation? I want to come.
No. That's to the DSA. She'd welcome you.
I know, but I actually do want to come for your turkey and stuffing. Like, am I invited Thanksgiving, Amy? Because that sounds. I think, like, I have a suspicion that she's a good cook. So I know you're daring them, but I do actually want to come for your turkey. So, if I'm invited? Okay, if I'm invited. So thank you. But yes, I triple dog dare you. Okay. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. That's funny. Yes, Armin. Okay, wait. People are inviting me. Amy, can I come for your turkey? Of course. Yeah, there you go. Yes, guys. Next time I go to the US, I hope I get to go to get invited to people's houses and maybe have some great food and company.
I start what you're gonna get when you come to Puerto Rico.
Okay, what is this?
That's rice, and it's like a particular type of bean, arroz con gandule. It's like a rice that has a little color in it. Pernil is like slow cooked pork. It's very soft, very juicy, and it's seasoned over a long time, and they do a lot of rotisserie. And pastele, I don't know if you like that. So we take plantains and we kind of like put meat inside. And
I'm getting hungry. I'm getting really hungry. Oh my god, that sounds really amazing. You're torturing me.
We love pork in Puerto Rico.
I love pork too. It's a good thing that I love pork because I don't drink any alcohol, and people get suspicious. People think like, Armin, are you sure you're not a Muslim anymore? Why don't you drink alcohol? I'm like, it's for health reason. Bring me the pork. I'll eat the pork. So, all right.
Exactly.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So, yes, I'm a health freak, guys. I'm a huge health freak. It's not even a joke. So, Amir, thank you for the super chat saying, so in that logic, Jews should thank the Roman Empire. Hard disagree with that logic. Keep collective blame cultures. Keep blame collective cultures for their crimes. No, I didn't say you should thank people or blame people collectively, especially if they're dead. I was just showing how their own logic backfires on them. I'm against collective blaming and collective what is it? The opposite. Praising. Collective blaming and collective praising. I'm very individual. I do believe in pride in your collective identity for sure, like nationalism, patriotism. But and also I don't blaming people or celebrating people today for things that people did hundreds of years ago. It doesn't make any sense. I was just suggesting that her arguments, if you actually want to use her standards, it will go against everything that it would basically backfire. It would be against her. Also, by the way, the Jews and the Romans didn't have always negative relationship. There was a lot of negative. This is something I learned from Ask Haviv. Ask Haviv had a video explaining that there were periods of conflict between Romans and Jews, but there were also many periods of cooperation and working with each other, and so there was also that. So
most Romans wound up worshiping a Jew.
Yes.
His name is
Yes, but the
Jesus.
Roman, yes, and the Jews, a lot of Jews were like got integrated into a lot of parts of the Roman Empire. So we hear about the negatives, but it wasn't all negative. I mean, that's what Haviv was saying. I don't know. I'm not educated on this topic, but Haviv was saying that in his video.
I'm gonna have to see that video.
Yeah. Shauna, thank you so much for the super chat saying coastal Salish tribes had the longest running slave trade on the North American continent. The primary factor in its end was the white man's boom boom. Yes, white people are responsible for stopping slavery more than any group of people in the world. I'm not exaggerating that. This is the case. White people are responsible for stopping slavery more than any other group of people in the world. And in fact, yeah, go on.
Well, that like that they had it until who has the record now? You know, Islam.
Ooh.
They still enslave
No.
people.
No. White people had the biggest record in being against slavery. I'm saying the other way. I'm saying it this other way around.
No, I'm talking about the message itself. It said the Salish tribes had the longest running slave trade. I'm saying, okay, they had the record until that record was taken by the Islamists.
Actually, you know who has the record of the most consistent, uninterrupted, institution of slavery in the world? Do you know who has that? Like, let me actually find this for you. I think I know who it is, but I'm going to double check that because it's actually very ironic if I'm right about this.
Probably China or Islam. I don't have more guesses.
No. What would be the most ironic right now, based on
the
what we're
most
talking
ironic right now? Africa?
No, it's South Korea. That's because I'm saying it because I mean it's Korea. Sorry, it's Korea, not South Korea. It's Korea because it's ironic because that lady was basically the Korean lady was being so and I just checked it and it's true. Korea possessed one of the history's one of them. So I don't know if it's a record. One of history's longest continuous domestic slave systems, lasting over 1,500 years. Until legal abolition in 1894. So 1,500 years, Korea has one of the longest continuous domestic slave systems in history. 1,500 years of uninterrupted tradition of slavery.
I should have known this. There's a guy called Bobby Lee who's a Korean comedian, and I saw him trying to say, no, Koreans are against slavery, blah, blah, blah. And then someone on his show said, okay, let's look at what Wikipedia says. No, you actually have the worst. And he's like, oh my God, we're the worst. But I should have known because I seen that skit. Not skit.
Yes.
Like the reaction.
Yeah. Yes. So it's interesting because she's like, oh, I'm so proximity to white people. What are you talking about? Your people, again, I don't want to do collective blaming, but I'm just using her own standards. Your people have had a longer history of slavery than white people.
Yes, but I think right now we kind of have to wrap it up. Didn't you have like an appointment?
No, it was canceled. It was moved to Sunday. I was supposed to go on the news for I-24, but they changed it. Okay, but I can. But I know you're. I know you're busy, Monkey, so I could wrap it up closer to if you want. So, Florida Swamp Puppy with a super chat say they don't like Thanksgiving. It's the time you get together with the same family members to reverse the indoctrination from your colleagues or professors. Oh, that's actually a very interesting point because it also might be because they're jealous because they don't have a wholesome family to go to because they're so anti-family. Maybe they're just jealous of people having a wholesome moment with their extended family. And it's an experience that they don't get to have, and they want to ruin it for other people. Is that
they hate the nuclear family?
Yes, and the extended family as well. You know,
Yes.
the grannies, the grandma, the grandpa, the uncles, the cousins. Maybe they don't have that experience, and they watch these people with family gatherings, and they feel like they're missing out on the holidays, so they want to ruin it for everyone else. Is that possible? I think that might be
The
that
School
might
of
have.
Cultural Marxists in Frankfurt determined that the nuclear family and the family system was the thing that separated people from having a workers' revolutions, because they all had their own property and their own system where they were more connected to family than they were to other workers. So it's like a stated goal of them to eliminate families.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at President Trump's talking about the midterms and the chances of these types of people getting in power.
He's a communist.
Communists.
And the poll.
Oh, he's talking about the Abdul guy. The Abdul guy.
He's a communist. And the polls were wrong again last night when they thought it would be a landslide victory for a hater of Jews and a hater of Israel. This guy hates Jews. Somebody said, oh, that's a little strong. No, he hates Jews and he hates Israel. Abdul El-Sayed.
I gotta go.
You believe this?
Okay. All right. I'll just do so. Monkey, you go. I'll just do one more video without the monkey. But yeah, go on.
Thank you, guys. Peace. You could put them both off, right?
Yes, of course. Don't worry about it. I'll got it. I got this.
Thank you. Love you. Monkey hug. Monkey
Love
hug.
you.
Monkey hug for chat. Bye.
Monkey hug. Monkey hug. Oh my god, that's good that we didn't get monkey kisses. Bye. All right, hold on.
This could only happen to me. Abdul El-Sayed, lovely gentleman. He's a man of hate. And now he's going around saying, no, I love everybody. He doesn't love everybody. Put him in office. You're going to find out what he loves. He's a communist.
All right, so that was about this. I'm interested in to see what President Trump has to say about Canada. Look at this. Canada.
Because we've been screwed by tariffs used against us for years by China, by Japan, by South Korea, by Germany, by everybody, by Canada. Canada's nasty.
Oh my god.
They are. They're nasty. People think Canada, they're nasty. I love the people, but they're nasty. Nasty leadership. And Mexico, they all did it to us. But
he's not wrong. He said the people, the leadership, he's not wrong. 100% agree. And then let's see what he has to say about illegal aliens.
And as illegal aliens go home, the cost of rent, groceries, and other staples is coming down very fast. Our costs are coming way down. They talk about affordability. I took over the country. The prices were through the roof. In my first day, the press said, what are you going to do about affordability? It was a word they devised, affordability. They never used that word before. And as
Okay. All right, just let me do two more. And then I'm going to go eat something because I'm really hungry. The monkey kept talking about food. I was like starving. So let me do Spain. And then we're going to do the radical left. Oh, by the way, guys, don't forget in 2 hours, we're going to have before I do these two, let me just tell you guys this. We're going to have a group call pretty soon in 2 hours. So make sure you don't miss it. It's in our discussion group. I'll put the link to our discussion group in the chat. The link to our discussion group is also in the QR code in the top left. It's also in the description. It's also in the bio section of the YouTube channel, Liberty Politics. Don't forget to subscribe to Liberty Politics. Make sure you come here and subscribe and hit the bell notification so this is a discussion group and the group calls are in the calendar section. It's also here. The next one is also here on the homepage. But if you don't want to come and talk to us over there in our group calls, you could just watch it on Liberty Politics. I will be live streaming it on Liberty Politics, so you guys get to watch it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the monkey. Let me put the link to his channel in the chat so that we could grow his channel. But let me actually finish these two. Which one were we? Did we do Spain? Okay, let's do Spain. And then 2 more videos from President Trump, and then we'll go get ready for our group call, which is happening in 2 hours.
crime. You saw what happened last week in Spain, where 60,000 migrants stampeded against the border, invaded and occupied the town, attacked innocent citizens, and rioted in the streets. And that's what communists want for America. That's what they were doing to us. Frankly, as bad as that looked, and it looked bad, what they did to us during Biden was worse, and they want to do it again. Crime.
Okay, and then last one, and then we'll go. Guys, don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you to everybody who's liking this last one, and then we'll go.
Thank you. But the radical left wants to ban a thing called gasoline. Gasoline. We have 1,000 years of gasoline, and it's what people prefer. And, you know, I ended the electric mandate.
Okay, so that was it. I just wanted to see what he had to say. And I'm starving. The monkey talking about food did something to me. I'm gonna go eat. Oh, so Fit Over 50, thank you so much for the jewels. Appreciate you guys. Guys, let's come to the discussion group. We'll talk about this and many other topics. See you guys there. And thank you everybody for liking. And yeah, I'm gonna go eat. And 100 years of gasoline, 1,000 years of gasoline. Yes, LOL. All right, guys. This was fun. It's hard. Like, it's weird to finish the show without the monkey here. I'm not used to this. I'm just gonna do it. See you guys in 2 hours. Until then, I'm Israel Chai, Slava Ukrainian, Cuba Libre, Taiwan GIO, Long Live America, Javid Shah, Payande, Iran. Mwah. See you guys soon.